face. Oh.
Oh my God, Brighton win it at the death. Oh my goodness gracious me, how shit are we? Oh my God, here we go again, every single time.
Yeah, we love it, baby. We love it.
Mitoma as well, what he does to Joe Gomez. Oh my God, we are so shit. Disgusting, man. This performance today has been absolutely dreadful, man. What's the point of Liverpool Football Club of existence?
I will say this. A lot of Liverpool fans are like, what's the point of us if we're not winning trophies? Is that the right attitude, though?
Of this football club. Of course he's on side, because we can't hold our line to save our life in any way, shape, or form. Honestly, this is just not good enough.
He's gutted, isn't he? He's gutted. Who's next here? Right. Let's have a look.
What?
That's Craig.
Oh, f Brighton have scored. It's a great goal by Mitoma. It's shit defending by us. Can't even fucking see how the game we take the lead in. Brighton are 2-1 up and looks like we're going out of the FA Cup and the season just keeps going from worse to worse to fucking worse. Standing there twiddling their little fucking Johnnies. They're looking
Little Johnnies.
looking at this from VAR. Given goal 2-1. He looked on to me. Absolutely diabolical defending by us again.
It was diabolical from Liverpool, there's no doubt. But if you've seen there's like a difference, certain Liverpool fans now are getting to this realization that they're falling off completely. This isn't bad form. And I've seen people say, oh, you know, the players are injured and whatever else. Liverpool have been like this all season. All season.
What is going on? No, man.
No, man. I love watching KOPISH when Liverpool gets seasoned.
Are you joking me?
Yeah, I knew they were going to score. I knew it.
Matt throwing his earphones down. Get used to it, boys. You're getting back down. Back down to the cave.
Absolutely whatless.
Back down to the cave.
I'm not even gonna lie. If this goal counts, then somebody needs to punch Gomez in the chest.
If this goal
Gomez is awful.
don't count, then Brighton must feel like they've been absolutely robbed in this game.
I want to be in the FA Cup still, so I'm hoping it is an offside.
No, of course, brother. Oh, flip's sake, man.
No, I'm not gonna lie. We're toilet paper. We're doo-doo. We're everything. We are pants, bro. Pants.
I love the KOPISH boys. They're so real. And they were the first Liverpool fans calling out this for years now. Not enough signings, not enough planning. And they were being shot down by so many top Reds. It's not... they're like one of a few group of Liverpool fans that I do feel sorry for.
That again to the backstick. Robertson's misjudged it. Mitoma scores. And Liverpool are out of the FA Cup.
Fucking said when the free kick was taken, the Stupinans at the backstick there, no one within 10 fucking yards of him. And he's just able to play the ball across. And Mitoma does brilliantly and smash it into the net. Sakes, Liverpool. You've just got to be smarter. Twice against the fuckers.
Wait.
It is. You got to think twice in 2 weeks they've been beaten by little old Brighton. And I want to say you can't take anything away from Brighton. The club's so well run. They keep finding gems. They keep improving. And being a well-run club produces great performance on the pitch. Liverpool have fallen off because they've not been run well for a little while. As soon as Liverpool stop being run well and the right decisions being made at the board level, the team on the pitch suffers. I've only been talking about this for a decade. People are waking up. Who's next here?
Fire! Hey! Oh my God!
Look at Liverpool fans sitting down. Look how gutted he is. Look how gutted he is.
Oh,
nah. He went, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's not fine.
Oh my God, what a goal.
This is full time now at the end of this video. Who are we going to? Who's next?
The full-time whistle goes. And it's Brighton 2, Liverpool 1. Shock horror, shock horror, shock horror. We are crap. We are shit. Ain't nothing new. Nothing's changed, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing's changed. We're still shit. We are still crap. We're still awful. Man, don't even know what to say anymore. We're just sat here.
you know what I love about seeing Dom HUSAM in this state is, listen, he's a very arrogant Liverpool fan. And when they were winning, everybody else was crap. Don't worry about us. We're going to be here forever. And I think that's what some Liverpool fans are going through. This idea that they were going to be at the top of the tree forever. And it's now falling apart. It's falling apart.
Was perfection. But I suppose we're going to have to do this. The defending from Liverpool. I mean, it was a set piece late in the game away from home, and they have defended it in the most appalling fashion. I mean, Estepinian is basically unmarked initially.
Estepinian? I thought it was Estepinian. But anyway.
And then they're 2v1 at the far post. Gomez, the cardinal sin. You know, certain things that I cannot tolerate. Do you agree with this? Certain things that I cannot tolerate from a footballer. I can deal with a lot. But please don't be cowardly. I'd rather a far worse player in the team that played with his heart on his sleeve than a coward.
I couldn't agree more with Rory. And his video is talking about Liverpool being in crisis, and they are in crisis. There's no shadow of a doubt they're in a real crisis. But they've got too many players that are either not good enough anymore or don't have the heart, and potentially their manager as well. And he's absolutely right. It was the whole performance from Liverpool yesterday was cowardly. I don't think you can get away from that. Let's take a look at what Goldbridge had to say.
Yeah, welcome to That's Football. Bit of an echoey room, bit of an empty shelf. Little bit like Liverpool's trophy cabinet this year. They've been beaten by Brighton, and it's a massive result, that, isn't it, for Brighton? Absolutely fantastic. They totally deserved it as well. I think this is the thing. Yeah, we're going to talk about Liverpool and the crisis that they're in, and they are in a crisis. They're just not recognisable as the Liverpool that we know at the moment.
And Mark Goldbridge has pointed that out there, and the reason I wanted to bring that up there, they aren't recognisable, and I want to get your take on this. Why have Liverpool fallen off so badly, in your opinion? I want your views. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings in the comment section. Now, by the way, smash the like button. Make sure you're scanning that QR code and following us on TikTok. Up next, let's take a look. We're still going to be talking about, there's a great Jamie O'Hara moment, and we're also going to talk about a big L from Mark Goldbridge on the show as well today. Let's go.
Let's go! Come on! Improve the squad. Like, if you look at Man United, if you look at Arsenal, they have brought players in positions where it's going to improve the 11 players on the pitch. Spurs, we buy players that are just going to improve the bench. Like, that's what we've got to get in. Pedro Porro is a big signing for us. And we make that happen. I go, okay, we're going in the right direction. Centre half and another left wing back, creative midfielder, and a new keeper. Yeah. Then we're flying.
Then we're flying off. They're going to win the transfer window again.
Apart from that.
I hate to break this to you, but David Ornstein actually tweeted about 45 minutes ago and said Tottenham's move for Pedro Porro is off.
Look at Jamie! Look at Jamie!
After Sporting Lisbon basically went back on the terms of.
I thought you said you were going to be nice to him.
I've got to tell you.
Look at Woodsy's face. Look at her face. Look at her face.
Thanks, Jamie. Sorry.
I mean, it's Monday morning.
You're right.
I'm coming here, you know, and have a laugh with the team, and you're throwing me under the bus. I mean, you're just ruining me day. I mean, if that's the case,
no need for that.
Daniel Levy needs to get out of Tottenham, seriously. Like, because if we don't get this signing over the line, the fans are going to go mental. I mean.
Mark Goldbridge here says, controversial take. I see nothing admirable or likable about Wrexham. They are just a National League side with a cheat code and a Disney documentary. I want to know who agrees with Mark on this first in the comment section. Wrexham, of course, a club that were nearly out of business. Now, of course, they've got owners, including Ryan Reynolds, the very famous Hollywood actor, who is, I don't quite know if he's a billionaire, but I know he's worth a lot of money, not just through movies, but companies he owns. I think he owns a gin or a whiskey company, something like that. And they're rising up the ranks and they're becoming better and better. I think they sold like 20 to 30,000 shirts this year for a very small club in the north of Wales. Is this a fairy tale? Is this something to look at and go, wow, look what they've achieved? Or is it a cheat code? Is it to be looked down upon in the way that Mark Goldbridge said that their fairy tale story, their massive draw against Sheffield United yesterday, is to be scoffed at? I want your view and your opinion on this, but for me, I always think it's important to listen to what fans have got to say. Listen to this Wrexham fan He isn't responding to Mark, by the way, but just listen to this Wrexham fan for a moment.
Little coverage, and they've given it such a boost. It's everywhere. We sold 24,000 Wrexham shirts this year. We could have sold a lot more, but the suppliers couldn't meet demand. We're just on the ride of a lifetime. I'm so old, I can remember the good times in the 70s when we were doing European Cup exploits. I can remember the terrible times in the 80s. I can remember when we were nearly out of existence because of a dodgy owner, which was all proved in court, so I'm not saying anything that's contentious. And then we had, the National League gave us 12 hours to actually sort of get a bond up to keep our club going, otherwise we were going to be thrown out. And the people of Wrexham, which is a very industrial town that has gone through hard times, raised over £100,000. People were putting their houses on the line to...
See, is that there? That bit there. Wrexham fans had to raise 100 grand. If you know anything about Wrexham, first of all, the football club, I think, was founded in 1863, 1864, something along those lines. It's an industrial town, and like many industrial towns in the UK, has been decimated over the last 3 decades. You know, I'm not saying they're in destitute poverty, but they're not an affluent part of the world, or the majority of the working classes of those areas. And their football club had gone from bad owner to bad owner. They've been misrun, mismanaged. And there's some very rich people. This is the crazy thing. There's some very rich people that owned them before, but who just weren't willing to invest, who weren't willing to run the club correctly. And people were putting their mortgages on the line to save their football club. And then through a quirk of fate, essentially, they suddenly have these Hollywood owners. They suddenly have this opportunity to invest, and they have this opportunity to go to another level. And they've grabbed it with both hands. And if you actually watch the documentary, it's very humbling. And personally, I think Mark Goldbridge is wrong here. To rise up from what they're doing, you need good owners. You need wealthy owners that are willing to invest. We'll look at stories like Bournemouth, and we'll look at stories like Brentford and Brighton and say, oh, wow, they've done it the right way. But they've still done it through very rich people owning them and very rich people pumping money into them. And then it's about running them in the correct way, having great boards, making the right decisions over a long period of time. Salford doing very, very similarly. You know, I'm someone who's never really got angry at Chelsea or at Man City having the money they've got. Newcastle have been given money. In fact, Man United fans, we're a massive world famous club, but we suddenly want a brilliant billionaire to come in and take over us instead of bad billionaires. So I think it's kind of the idea of a Disney story and a team having a modest owner with a couple of £1 million in the bank from a small town in the UK suddenly becoming a top class team. It's never going to happen in the modern day sense, in the modern day football. So I think to kind of scoff at it and kind of play down what they're doing is wrong. The Wrexhams of this world and the Leighton Orients of this world and the Dagenham and Redbridges, the Plymouths, the only way now that they are ever going to get to the top is with a hugely wealthy millionaire, potentially even a billionaire, taking over their football club, investing money into it, ensuring that they use their connections to grow the commerciality, run it well so the results start to happen well on the football pitch to inspire the local community, and then maybe one day the wider community nationally to invest into the football club. It's what all of our clubs have done. It's just that Wrexham started it 2 or 3 years ago, where maybe Man United started it over 100 years ago. And so for me, I find it a little bit distasteful. I think it's wrong. You should look at the history, what the fans, what the working class people that built that club have gone through, and why do those people not deserve this? Why do they not deserve to look at it as a fairy tale? Because loads of fairy tales work out like this. You know what I mean? Aladdin was a fairy tale, literally by Disney, and that was about wishes coming true. And Wrexham fans got their wish come true, which was somebody with money who wants to run the club correctly, because money doesn't buy you success. And Goldbridge knows this because the Glazers have spent more money in the last decade than City. And we ain't challenged for a title, and we've been out of the Champions League 5 or 6 times. Money isn't what brings success. It's how you run the club, combine the two together, And it quite literally is a fairy tale. Listen, everyone who has tuned in, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. Make sure you subscribe to the Football Terrace, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you.